All right, morning one of practice here at Santee Cooper Lake. Just dumped the boat in, walking down. We're gonna go see what we can find. I spent probably, I don't know, 3 days here back in November before Thanksgiving, kind of trying to dial it in. I've never been here, never made a cast, so I found some good hydrilla, some stumps, brush piles, all that sort of stuff. So I feel like I have a good mix of a little bit of everything that's gonna be going on. So we're gonna get out here, hopefully figure something out. Maybe we can get a couple bites quick. That would be nice. If not, we'll just keep working on it. We got 3 days of practice. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. You see, you got the boat in there. Sun's coming up. Can't wait. Let's see what we can find. Well, we should get the glide baits out. That is the only thing I've caught so far. That's a big old gizzard. Love these loons. Make fun little noises. I don't know if you can hear them or not chirping. But when you usually find the loons, there's usually some fish around, at least some bait. So let's see what we can find here. Well, as you can tell, it's getting dark. That also means there was no midday update, because there was nothing to update. It was brutal today. I touched one bass. One. And it wasn't even maybe 10 inches. Like, I got so desperate I went around and threw a wacky rig in this one pocket for probably 45 minutes before I finally got a bite on this little piece of wood sticking out of the water. Other than that, the update, I guess I had a bite on that new hammer trap right away. Hooked it, felt pretty big. I don't know, it had me question if it was a bass. I guess we're at Santee Cooper, so it could have been. Had it on for, I don't know, 3 seconds maybe. It was like enough to hit it, and then it went to the side and then pulled off. It was in some grass, some of that deeper hydrilla stuff. So that was pretty much the morning. A lot of dirty water. The water's actually warmer than I thought it was. It started off at like 57. Right now it's up to almost 60. So it's actually warmer than I thought. But you would think there'd be a lot more fish up. You'd thought there'd be bucks up. I launched in, I don't even know what it's called, but it was like near Potato Creek. I spent all day pretty much in this arm. It was blowing pretty hard, so that was part of the reason I didn't leave. But also, I think historically this is a pretty good area. It's got some clean water, which I don't know if much of the other lake's going to have that. So that's why I spent so much time here. So definitely frustrated. Snagged a gizzard chat. I think I actually showed that. Had a couple pickerel bites. That was it. So we'll see if we can do better tomorrow. Gonna have to. Definitely not coming back here. So, all right. See you tomorrow. Another morning here on Santee Cooper. Day 2 of practice. Hopefully it goes better. You can see it's a lot colder, so I think it went down to 38 last night. Right now it's got the striker gloves on, we got the wool hat on. It's gonna be a little chillier. The water's still balancing out here on my Lowrance. It shows it being 53.2 right now. Hopefully it comes up a little more. It was like 58 yesterday. Almost up to 60 in the afternoon. Today the high is 50. We don't have any sun today, so it's not going to warm the water up anymore, and it's actually going to get cold again tomorrow night. But then it starts warming up a little bit throughout the rest of the week, it looks like. So we'll play with it, figure it out. Going to a brand new section of the lake. There's this one section I did a little scouting in back in November that had a bunch of good looking stuff, so I'm gonna go try that and see what happens, and I'll keep you posted. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Well, it's barely light out. It's already a better day than yesterday. Look at that, we got one. The old fire crawl jackhammer. Scoreable. It's probably 2 1/4, maybe a little more. Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. All right, little morning update. I caught another one that had on one of the cypress trees, kind of like where I caught that first one. It was probably 2 1/2, 2 3/4. Then I moved around a little bit, found another one that was about, it was a scoreable. It was probably just under 2 pounds, and then I lost a giant one. On a chatterbait. Colors changed. I got back into an area to a little bit cleaner, so switched up to that green pumpkin. But I'm back at this little canal thing. That's where I had 2 of the bites, so I'm hoping that means there's maybe some fish getting ready to spawn. Maybe. Water temp up to 57. That's what I was telling you. Got up to almost 60, I think 60 and a half was the warmest I saw yesterday. So hopefully this new section of the lake a little bit better. I'll keep you posted. Well, working my way out of that canal system. Got another one. That one was on a cypress tree too. Definitely was spawning. Some things might be going down already that seems like it's a little too cold for. We shall see. Like a jungle in here, literally. Pretty cool though. Trying to find one of those little sneaky spots. So far, no luck, but the water's definitely clearer in here. You can see the bottom if they were to be spawning. It's got a nice sandy bottom, so at least mark that for future use if I ever come back here when they're spawning. There's a surprising number of these things in this lake. This is a pretty good one. What are you falling? Pay attention where you're walking. Look at that guy. It's a big one. It's like a northern. Got a little pickerel. Well, added to another fish to the bag. It is not a bass. A little kitty cat death roll. It's on that buckeye balling out jig. Drug that around out deep. Might not do that anymore. He's got my line all sorts of slimed up. Ooh, falling out jig. Look at this thing. It's white as a ghost. It's a good one. Looks like there's more down there. Woo-hoo. I hope there's a school. Let's see if we can get some more. Alrighty, getting day 3 of practice started. A little frosty. You can see we got some ice on the boat, but that's all right. It's gonna warm up. I think we're getting into the mid 60s today, so that won't be too bad. But looking forward to getting out there and hopefully catching some fish. We need to find another area that's got them. We got that one area I found yesterday morning. Had one bite offshore, so hopefully we can put that together and keep building on it and find another area or two and try to make a decent tournament out of this one. Every morning after you fill up with gas, reset your fuel, know exactly how much you have. It's amazing how accurate that SmartCraft is. All right, it's a pretty morning. Got my first bite in the grass. This guy's a little banged up. Look at him, he's got some marks all over him. He's got some stuff going on, but white jackhammer coming through. I don't know. I fished this grass a ton the other day, but it's really just a little funneling point, goes into this backwater pond. It just makes sense that they should be here, so I'm gonna keep fishing around a little bit more. Maybe, oh maybe they're coming, but water temp, it's up to, it said 54. It was almost 60 in here the other day, so these cold nights have got us going, that the water temp down, but we got warm air coming, so hopefully it warms things up. But nice solid, almost 3-pounder. Well, I may be onto something. They're getting bigger. That was a, I don't know, big 4. Let's hope. Same little ditch, same little spot. They're sitting in there. Just kind of using this place to funnel through. So that's good news. I can see a bunch of them on the live scope too. All right, well, the offshore game might be something. That's that balling out jig. Not a good one. That's fat. Probably another 4-pounder. Decisions to make. I just weighed it. It's actually 5 1/4. That one I had this morning was way bigger than that one. Back into the mud it goes. All right, another keeper. Old fire girl in the dirty water. That's always a good way to get bit. He was not coming off. Oh man. Need some pliers. Where are my pliers? Bouncing around. There we go. Another 2-something off this cypress tree. It's been pretty nice this afternoon. Haven't caught a ton, but Getting something in here. I'll give you an update when I get off. All right, wrapping up day number 3 of practice here on Santee Cooper. It was an interesting one, it really was. I'm not entirely sure what I found or haven't found. Have not gotten a lot of bites. First day, 1 short bass. Second day I had 6 keepers and I think 1 short. And then today I landed 4, which they were the biggest ones of the week. I had one that was that 5 1/4 I was showing you. I had another one that was probably right around that size, I would guess. I was throwing a wacky rig live scope in them, and then I had one on a chatterbait that was probably 3, and then I had another one that was it is probably like 2 1/2, 2 1/4. That one on that fire crawl jackhammer. So doing a little bit of different things depending on what area I was in. The dirty water, there's fish there, but they don't seem to be a lot of them there, at least from what I've seen. The big one, I was dragging that jig, that Buckeye balling out jig. It was a 1/2 ounce one in, I would say it was probably 5 to 8 foot, I would say. It's a little like point that comes out. It's got some rock on it. It's really cool. It's a neat little spot. And dragging that jig across it was just banging along, and then it just went. When I set the hook, I really thought it was gonna be a catfish. It was just that muddy water, kind of set up where I caught that cat yesterday. But it also sets up like where I caught that solid largemouth offshore on that balling out jig too. So they're definitely out there. There's some pre-spawners. I feel like that's one of those spots that you might be able to pull up to, and it's a long strip. I mean, it's probably 1/2 mile long, maybe. I don't think it's an old road bed. I think it's just rock, but it could be one of those spots you can get right and catch a bunch of them off of it. I don't see a lot on the live scope. There's some fish here and there, not enough that I could really, I think, go picking them off live scope them, especially with how the water's mud. You're seeing maybe a foot down, like not even. It's pretty dirty. So that's going to be putting a damper on what we got going on with that aspect of it. But then I also have that area that is got that grass. It's an eelgrass and hydrilla, and there's one bare spot in it. And that bare spot is where those fish are sitting. So that's another spot where they like to stage, and they're going back into a pocket. So when they stage like that, theoretically they should pile in there, because we're gonna have, I think, a 30-degree night again tonight. So that's just gonna keep stacking them up and pushing more and more fish right into that area. And I can see myself doing really well there. But I also have that cypress tree pattern going. That's in a little bit cleaner water. It's not far from where we're taking off, so I might start there. I don't know. That's the decision. That's the $1 million decision, or 100,000, I guess, this week. But if I can pick that right spot, I think I'm going to run those cypress trees, and I can run them pretty quick. That was kind of how I was catching them yesterday. Regroup. Either that works. If it does work, I'll try and expand on that in the area, because there is some more stuff that I've marked, but I haven't actually fished it. And if it doesn't work, then I'll go fish that grass spot and that rock spot. That's probably the game plan. And then hopefully we got some bites and fish, and we can decide on day 2 where we're going, and hopefully get enough for the weekend. But we're gonna start with tomorrow. Group A, get out there, get after it, and hopefully catch a fish up. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.